Hello. Today's question is, why are some successful people still single? Just as the title says. What inspired me to make this video was I'm still on dating apps. I'm still on Coffee Meets Bagel, which, as I mentioned in my dating app video, which I'll link in the description, is my least favorite app because you're kind of forced. Basically, if you still want to talk to the person, you kind of have like the 1 week time limit, and like as I mentioned, I don't really like the time limit. But anyway, just check out that video if you want more details on that. But what the most okay, so I've been matching up with a lot of successful people. So let me make it clear on what I mean by success. So what I mean by success is that they seem like they're fairly well off and they have a good education. People have different meanings of success, but the success I'm talking about here is those who have a high income and a high education. And like I mentioned, and I agree that everyone has different meanings of success. I have a different meaning as well. I'm just talking about high income and high education level here. Okay? So then I would talk to them. I would talk to those successful people. And the question that would always pop up for me, and I ask this as a compliment too. I'm like, wait, so like, why are you still single? Like these people are fairly well off and they have a good education. How come they're still on a dating app is what I'm wondering. And I say some successful people, okay? This doesn't apply to everyone. So some people, and success, as I repeat again, in this case, only in this case, I mean high income, high education. And then I realized the reasons why. Okay, also, just so you know, this is just my opinion. So the reasons I'm going to list, the answers I'm going to say, are my opinions only. They might have some truth in them, but it's not a hardcore fact, and you can totally disagree with me. But this is what I think based on my experience. Okay, so why are some successful people still single? Did I say men earlier? I'm not sure. I mean, the thing is, I was going to use, I was going to just use like men because I've been mainly talking to men. I mean, I've set it up so I can match with both men and women because I'm pansexual, but that's a story for another time. But if you want to know more about that, let me know. Okay, we should totally get into the reason why you're here, and I should stop rambling. But okay, why are some successful people still single? And I came up with 4 reasons. Okay? Remember, this is my opinion. Okay, this is my opinion. So I came up with 4 reasons. Reason number 1. These successful people have high standards. High income, high education. They want someone to be at their level. And that's it. But everyone has different standards, and sometimes it's not necessarily based on salary or education. They just want to find the perfect match for them. Okay, so even if someone does have even if someone does have a super high income, it does not mean that they'll connect well. And just because someone has like the same education level also does not mean that they will connect well. Okay, so basically they're looking for the perfect person for them, whatever perfect means to them. So that's one of the reasons why I think some successful people are still single, because they are looking for that perfect match. because you're going to spend the rest of your life, or you're going to spend a lot of time with this person. You want to find that perfect match, or someone who seems perfect to you. Okay, whatever that may be, because everyone has different definitions of perfect. Okay, reason number 2, and I don't mean for this to come off as offensive as at all, because this is how I am too sometimes. So number 2, some successful people are socially awkward. And everyone has different definitions of awkward, because I think I'm pretty awkward, but I'm okay. Anyway, so the thing is, this is my opinion once again. The reason, I feel like they're so like focused into their work. They have a really good work ethic that they lack social skills, or they don't have enough time to socialize with a lot of people, or more like they don't have the experience of socializing. So then when they try to I guess try to impress someone, they're not sure how to do so. Or they might run out of things to say because they're not super good with small talk, or they're not good at continuing a conversation, whatever it might be. So basically, this is what I think. Sometimes someone who seems successful is very focused in their work, meaning that they don't have that much time to hang out, or they don't or okay, so since they don't have the time, or they don't make the time to hang out sometimes, then they are not in many social settings. So that's what can make them socially awkward, and that's what might make it hard for them to find a partner. Okay, number 3, and I think this is the one I can relate to the most. They are intimidating. Successful people can be seen as intimidating, especially let's just say you don't make as much money, or your education isn't the best, or you aren't the smartest. The gap between them, right? Or the gap between you, I'll just say me. So let's just say the gap between me and someone who is way more successful than me is huge. And it's so interesting. It's success is definitely a turn on, but it can also turn people off, believe it or not. It's just a gap, because some people might feel insecure. Let's just say okay, I'll just use myself as an example again. If I have a partner who is all the way up there, it kind of makes me, I feel like I have to meet their standards, so it kind of goes back to reason number 1, that they might have high standards, but it's okay, so I know this is okay, let me rephrase this. So so reason number 3 again, these people can be seen, or successful people can be seen as intimidating, because if someone is way more successful than you, you might feel intimidated. You might feel like you have to decrease the gap and whatnot. And sometimes it's a lot of work, both physically and emotionally. So I think that's why some people would rather be with someone who is at his or her education level, because then I don't know, it kind of feels like you're a team. And sometimes so sometimes gap is just too much for some people to handle, and maybe even working towards it is really difficult as well. So if you have any more questions on that reason, let me know. But yeah, it's just intimidating, and then the other person could feel insecure or not good enough. So, I mean, essentially, you should not blame the successful person, and maybe it might be the other person's fault for having quote-unquote low self-esteem, but insecurity is a thing, and you want to be, there you go, okay, you want to be with someone you feel comfortable with, because comfort is very important. So people just want to be with people they feel comfortable with. And my last reason, number 4, and I already mentioned this in like reason number 2 about being socially awkward. So reason number 4 is that they are more focused on their work. They care more about their work than relationships. Like sometimes a relationship just isn't on their mind and that's all they want to do. So that's why some successful people are still single. Okay, so let's recap. Reason number 1, they have high standards. They want to find a perfect match. Number 2, they're socially awkward. They're not really sure how to communicate with people. Number 3 is they can be seen as intimidating. But okay, so number 3, that's not, it's just more of the fact that people might feel insecure and people just want to feel comfortable. Okay? And I feel like people should still keep moving forward. People should still keep growing. That's because I am, so yeah, so even though people can be intimidated by success, that should not stop you from wanting to grow and be better and be more quote unquote successful, whatever that means to you. And number 4, they value work, or they're more focused on work than they are with relationships. And so those are the 4 reasons why successful people might still be single. This video went on longer than expected. If you have any questions, if I talk too fast, let me know. But remember that this is my opinion and it's not fact. And if there's something that's like not clear, let me know and then I'll put it in the description to clarify, or I'll respond back to your comments. Okay, thank you so much for watching.